What is good, everybody? RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. Yes, this is your What the Wrestling news brief. I am your host, RJD. Now, originally, I'd come on and be like, "Yo, AEW Dynamite review on Thursday," but no, we got some crazy news. We got some crazy news going on right now that is taking the wrestling world by storm. Crazy news going on right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got some crazy news right now, taking the wrestling world by storm. On top of AEW Dynamite, and it's absolutely insane. So before anything, let's not play. Hit the like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You already know What the Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. All my stuff is in the description. So please, everyone, hit the goddamn like button. Y'all already know what time it is. Hit the like button. Rock with your boy. Rock with your boy. 1 second, because we gotta make sure we get everything right. But man, oh man, let's talk about Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. There's some alarming news. Let me move this over and then we'll get to the article. Let me move this over real quick first. Okay. So, some alarming news coming out of WWE today. The Wall Street Journal has reported that WWE board probe Street $3 million hush pact by CEO Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So let's get into this. But first, I'm gonna drink some water because I'm thirsty. So let's hit the Don DeMarco one more time. Hit the like button. Don DeMarco. My throat is like so dry. Shout out to the cat who wants to watch the show with me, apparently. But the board of WWE Inc. is investigating a secret $3 million settlement that longtime chief executive Vince McMahon agreed to pay a departing employee with whom he allegedly had an affair, according to documents and people familiar with the board inquiry. The January 2002 separation agreement bars the now former employee who was hired as a paralegal in 2019 from discussing her relationship with Vince McMahon or disparaging him, the people said. The board's investigation, which began in April, has unearthed other older non-disclosure agreements. Excuse the fireworks because 4th of July is coming and there's fireworks going on all over the place. Those are not gunshots, I promise you. Be like, gunshots? No, those are not gunshots. But WWE, okay, so, and I quote, the WWE employees of misconduct by Mr. McMahon and one of his top executives, John Laurinaitis, the head of talent relations at WWE, the people said. The journal couldn't determine how many previous agreements were scrutinized, which is crazy. The board's outside counsel was still collecting information about other NDAs this week, but has determined that the payments totaled in the millions and millions and millions of dollars. Wow. Emotional damage. The board's 8 independent directors have retained New York-based law firm Simpson Thatcher. Okay, so the board's preliminary findings are that Mr. McMahon used personal funds to pay the former female employees who signed the agreements, including the one involving allegations against Mr. Laurinaitis, this person said. More broadly, the law firm also is assessing WWE's compliance and human resources programs and company culture, the person said. Ooh, that's bad. This is bad. Now, I did hear, this is a very long article, so it goes into some other stuff. and his revenue. And okay, so the most important stuff is what I said. This is bad. I don't know. I don't know how he spins this, but you know, it's not even about him having an affair and all of that. You know, the people cheat all the time, even though that doesn't look good either in the public eye. But for you to have this girl and then you giving out NDAs, and then not only that, you've given multiple NDAs, and then I also saw reports that the quote was he passed her off like a toy to Mr. Laurinaitis. I saw that on Twitter that somebody had that quote, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, listen, the fact that a lot of people are tweeting out right now, the fact that they tried to make Sasha Banks and Naomi look unprofessional. Woo! Doesn't that look crazy right now?
Surprise, motherfucker.
They've been unprofessional the whole time, allegedly. Listen, this is bad. I don't know how he's going to spend this. You basically having relations with people, sleeping with them, and then paying them off on the way out, allegedly. We don't know anything for sure, but I just wonder, why is this coming out now? Is there somebody behind the scenes manipulating all of this? Is that why this is coming out? Because this is old. Back in January they started investigating it, and back in April was when they found something allegedly, and now it's coming out. Stephanie stepped down. Shane's gone. It's like, is this company being systematically torn apart, family member by family member? Triple H basically had NXT gutted and stripped from him. This is man, this is rough. And I don't know how he spins out of this. I don't, because there's always a way to spin something, but I don't know how does this get spent? I like, how do you spin this? This is crazy. More developments will come out. I definitely will be talking about this tomorrow as more things begin to unfold. But I mean, somebody must have literally.
You activated my trap card.
Somebody must have literally he must have fell on the trap card and then it got activated, because this coming out now of all times is it's rough. It's rough. So this is a very big deal, and we're going to have to see how this unfolds with Mr. McMahon and the company and what happens moving forward. But this is going to be a tough one to spin back from. Very, very tough. But let us talk about AEW Dynamite. And we'll save the rest of this for tomorrow. So, Dynamite. Very entertaining show. A lot going on. A lot happened. So, let's run it down real quick. I will give some updates on the show tomorrow. But this was a very good show tonight. Man, that Vince McMahon story. Man, we're going to see what happens tomorrow with that. But as soon as I know more, you'll know more. So, we started off with Jericho versus Ortiz, hair versus hair match. Don DeMarco for those goddamn guys. I mean, they started the match hot, and that's one of the things I love about AEW is that they start their shows for the most part with exceptional wrestling, which is what you should do in a goddamn wrestling show. These guys are great. And then once you get the viewers there, gotcha, bitch, then they stay there. So this was a great back and forth match. Ortiz did his thing. Ortiz and Santana are really good. If you don't think that they're really good,
how dare you?
Like, and even seeing them in person live, you get to see how crispy they are in the ring. Ortiz and Santana are really good, especially Santana. He's awesome. But they took some big hits. Jericho took a power bomb from the middle rope. Kind of looked a little bit clunky.
Nope.
But they recovered nicely. That was before the picture-in-picture. The match was real chaotic, and then we had other people down there. We had Eddie Kingston down there riling up the crowd. He got a big Eddie chant. We had William Regal on commentary talking extra shit, which was great. So that was awesome. But Jericho definitely did his thing. The end came when everybody pretty much came down. The Jericho Appreciation Society came down. Excuse me. Listen, it's late. Don't judge me. Jericho Appreciation Society came down, started cheating, started beating everybody up. Then Santana, Wheeler, Yuta ran down, and they started to take out the Jericho Appreciation Society. Eddie Kingston hops in the ring and hits a back fist, and literally I said, "Oh!" And literally, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. Ortiz won." No, it was not to be. They got me. They got me. I thought Ortiz was going to win off of the Eddie Kingston backfist, but he didn't win. But what actually happened was Fuego del Sol hopped in, and we all said, "Fuego, why are you turning your back, Fuego? This is so disrespectful.
How dare you?"
And Fuego del Sol hits Ortiz with the bat. Jericho gets the pin. And then Ortiz is just sitting there cutting his after the match. Obviously, Ortiz is cutting his hair, cutting it. And he's like, blood and guts. And Eddie Kingston is like, man of his word. And Eddie Kingston is the best. Like, he is amazing. Nothing wrong with this guy. Listen.
Respect my authority.
Respect that brother forever. And after that, when they walk up the ramp, it is revealed it is not Fuego del Sol. It is Sammy goddamn Guevara.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stupid.
We all felt stupid because we thought it was Fuego del Sol. I ain't gonna lie. They panned the camera to him so quick and took it off him so quick, you really would have thought that was Fuego. But, you know, Sammy's a little bit lighter than Fuego and he's taller than Fuego, but he's just as skinny as Fuego, so it was what it was. Good misdirect. That was awesome. Wardlow beat up 20 Geeks. Basically, this wasn't anything special. Wardlow beat up 20 Geeks, close sizing. You hear me?
Stupid.
Close lining and power bombing multiple people and pinning them easily. After the match, America Top Team, Smart Mark Sterling was out there, and America Top Team and Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year win the Raptors. They talked some junk to Wardlow, and they kind of messed up because they panned to Matt Hughes and Tyron Woodley too early. So they panned to them because he said, "Yeah, you could beat up 20 Geeks, but you can't beat up some real professionals." Basically, that's what he was saying. But they panned to Tyron. I didn't realize that was Matt Hughes, but I knew that was Tyron Woodley, and I was like, "Oh, they panned to him way too quick." So now it kind of wasted the surprise. Then he's like, "You might have a couple of UFC champions in the front row." So they were there. Tyron jumped over he jumped over the rail, jumped over the ropes. They got in, and then Wardlow said, "Listen, you two guys are from," I think they said St. Louis. And he was like, "You don't have to take orders from somebody who's all the way up in the Raptors and whatever." And they kind of said, "You know what? You're right." Smart Mark Sterling got grabbed. He got thrown to Wardlow, and he got power bombed to holy hell.
Oh, yeah.
So that was great. This clearly establishes Wardlow as dominant, and Wardlow will be feuding for the TNT title coming up soon. Scorpio Sky. It's over, buddy. It's over. Because Wardlow is coming for you. So it is over, my friend. It is over. So this was fine. Nothing special here. Nothing crazy. Fine with me. Then we had my favorite part of this entire show. Dax Harwood versus Will Osprey. And if the first match got it done, DeMarco.
Respect my authority.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
This was awesome. We had these guys going back and forth. They started off hot. Will Osprey is amazing. Dax Harwood, I think he is quickly approaching like wrestler of the year status. He's gonna be in the top 10 for sure because he is putting on some phenomenal freaking matches. This guy is amazing. There was a uh, there was a power bomb here. Osprey did a couple dives. He was looking for that Oz cutter all night. The end came where he hit the Oz cutter, but Dax Harwood kicked out, so he hit him with the running elbow to the back of the neck, and that was all she wrote. This was crazy. Osprey has great gear. I love the Okada-esque robe. It's awesome. They had some crazy chops, especially in the corner. Like Will Osprey got chopped. He sold it and put his legs all the way up in the turnbuckle, came back down and got chopped again and just got flatlined. And then he ended up getting some of his chops back on Dax Harwood. That was great. I love that. Excalibur did a good job of kind of synchronizing the New Japan titles, telling us about Osprey, telling us where he's from, how good he is. Good to see that Rev Pro belt on. And the United Empire. You're welcome, Isaac, bastard. Because Isaac was like, the United Empire. He like text me. He's like, yo, I'm listening to the podcast, bro. It's United Empire, dummy. So you know what? For you, Isaac.
Get the fuck out of here!
United Empire. You happy? Jesus Christ. And I'm clipping this and sending it to you. Well, he did a good job of talking about Osprey and where he's from and making us care. Osprey rolled out of the way of a flying headbutt slightly too early. It looked like Harwood jumped, knowing he was going to take the hit, but it was all right. And it was a scary spot where Osprey pulled Dax Harwood off of the apron, and I guess he was supposed to low bridge him, and he was supposed to hit his face, but he kind of pulled him, and he didn't move, and he got caught in the ropes, and he got caught in the ring apron, which looked horrible. It looked like he really legit hurt his knee, and I'm glad he didn't, because Britt Baker, I think, did the same thing. Scary stuff. But Osprey got the win here, and I'm glad he did, because that wouldn't have worked if he didn't get the win. Jon Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi came out and was face to face. Woo! Good stuff here. Good stuff here.
Perfect.
Moxley cut a promo saying he's been waiting 3 years and he's the ace, but Moxley's going to be the ace after he's done with them. And then here comes Tanahashi. Well, here comes Jericho. And Jericho came out with Guevara and his newly, I think, fiance, Tay Conti. And the rest of JAS came down and beat both guys up, including Lance Archer, Desperado from Suzuki-gun out there in New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was great. This was a great beatdown because after the promo, which was really intense between Moxley and Tanahashi and Mox got beat down, but then they got saved, and Moxley and Tanahashi stood tall. So that was great because it ended with those two staring at each other, and all the people that came down, they were fighting. JAS was out there, everybody else was out there, and they just stared at each other like, I'm coming for you. Well, I'm coming for you. I think that's going to be one hell of a match. They have good styles that mesh with each other, so I'll take it. We also had an all-Atlantic tournament between Miro, the Redeemer, who's looking for his god and his hot wife, and Dan Lambert was out there with Scorpio Sky because he fought Ethan All Ego Page, and Ethan Page lost in basically the game over. This was a good match, good back and forth match. One funny thing too, before I forget. As soon as Tanahashi got out there with Mox, it was a oh shit chant immediately. And Jericho is getting over this I'm a wizard thing because he said, Tanahashi, last time I fought you, it was 2 years ago and we main evented the Tokyo Dome and I kicked your ass. He's like, Mox, maybe I won't be your eye this time. Maybe I'll burn your eyes out because I'm a wizard. This guy loves saying I'm a wizard, and I love it. It's catchy. Good shit. We had a Toni Storm promo saying that she's going to be the women's champion coming soon. Then she came up for her match, the token women's match on AEW.
Perfect.
Toni Storm versus the Doctor, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. This was great. They had Jamie Hayter out there. They had Rebel out there. And this was a good match between two lovely ladies. We had German suplex by Toni Storm. We had 2 DDTs in a row by Storm. Nice sequence. These two were great. Love Rebel and Jamie Hayter in the background. But Toni Storm ultimately won this match, and she needed to win this match. No way she should have lost this. Then we had our main event of the evening. This was craziness, pure craziness. And don't even get me to try and tell you what happened. All I know is Luchasaurus went off a very high ladder through 2 tables. Matt and Nick Jackson both ended up bleeding because it happens. It's a ladder match. I'm glad Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy weren't in this match because that would have just more tolls on their bodies. Jungle Boy hit a Hurricane Rana. The Young Bucks, they go out there. It's almost effortless for them, the Young Bucks, to go out there and have like a very fantastic match. It's effortless. The crowd loves Luchasaurus. The crowd loves Jungle Boy, but it was not to be on this day. There was a BTE trigger to Jungle Boy. There was Luchasaurus going through 4 tables. That had to suck for real. And then the Young Bucks are the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. And then Christian tried to help out Jungle Boy, help him out the ring. And then he turned on him and hit the kill switch.
Stop it. Get some help.
I was like, finally, he freaking turns on this guy. I've been waiting for him to turn on Jungle Boy forever. And finally he turned on him. That was great. I love it. Why is my thing? That was great. But it didn't stop there. Oh no. He went and got 2 chairs, put one under Jungle Boy's head, and hit him with a concerto that was brutal. And he left Jungle Boy laying in the middle of the ring. That was great. 2 thumbs up for the bad guys in AEW. Loved it.
Perfect.
And that is your AEW Dynamite. That is all she wrote. Now listen, this is going to be up, and I will be back out tomorrow to talk about more stuff that happened with Vince. Once I get more info, you'll get more info. Hopefully, I don't know if he can spin this because this looks like it's unspinnable, but we'll see what happens. But that's all I got for you guys today. RJD here. I am out. You good people be safe as always and enjoy the day. Peace.